What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We are here with the On The Run Seasonal Championship. We have to use either the GR Supra, the Toyota, or the BMW Z4 Roadster from 2019. I chose the BMW. It's rather inexpensive on the auto show, so that's what I chose to use. Obviously both cars work fine, they are very similar, they drive very similar. It's just what you prefer in the end. Now I would understand if you prefer the Supra, because the name Supra has a certain cult status. That being said, that new Supra is nowhere near the cult status that the old one had. And nowhere near as cool, so I don't think the choice is that obvious. I actually prefer the Z4 in this case, so that's what we are going to run with. Anyway, tuning share code is as always in the description, if I haven't said it before. It's a very stable one, actually, a very easy to drive one, because I think it's usually a good idea to give you something that is good and easy to work with. Now we can go past these, weasel through here. We're already up to second. Especially here in the city, having something that drives well is so vital. Also going down that slope is a little annoying. It's definitely a sequence that I don't enjoy driving. The city here at all is certainly something where I'm not the biggest fan of, just because it doesn't really lend itself to what I am good at and the AI is bad at, which is like making use of fast corners, abusing the cutting of checkpoints, you know, all of that stuff that really can help you gain separation in the AI. Which is fast corners, cutting checkpoints, not really caring about what the racing line tells you, because here in the city the racing line is actually pretty good. It gives you a pretty good idea of how you want to drive, whereas outside you very often can ignore its advice and just say, hey, I'll brake later, or I don't brake at all, I go full throttle over the corner, even though the racing line says to brake hard, just because they're a little bit faster than the game anticipates. So, and that's really where you gain the separation to the AI, but here in the city you kind of need to do it yourself, you know? Second race will, however, take us out of the city, so that's okay. Or at least I think so. Regardless, the very easy to drive tuning share code or tuning setup that I have used here is certainly paying dividends in a somewhat more difficult track like this one. So that works well. Already done with number 1. Oh, that's one complete event. Where's the second one? That's a different championship. We don't want to mix them up here in this video. We want to do one and then the other. Where is the championship? There it is. To be honest, I also find the car prettier, but that's just my personal opinion. Here we go. Race number 2. A canyon run. It's a decent race, to be honest. We can definitely make more use of our fast cornering in this race. We kind of don't want to be overtaken here at the start. We don't have too much power on that tune. Obviously you can go for more, you can go for less weight, all of that is very possible, and then you have a better start, but not necessarily a better race. There are also ones where I say, okay, if you nail it, they are faster, but it's a lot harder to nail it. That was an outside overtake. I'm going a little fast into these corners, but I'm trying to make up some ground here. Pretty fast into that corner. I gained us 2 positions in the end. And now we should enter an area where we have the advantage through these corners. Into the next sequence I kind of want to overtake both of them. And we can. I'm going hard into that corner. That is really where you have the advantage here. And that resulted in the lead, so doesn't get much better than that. Braking hard into this one. The difficulty with this corner is that you start braking while you're still turning. So you're not braking straight, which is always a little bit of a risk, obviously. So there is that, but in general I'm really, I don't know. It's okay, you know? It's all good. Oh, we're going off the road, that's not good. Little lapse in concentration here, which is in part due to the rather big lead. And we go through there. There we go. So that's race number 2 finished, which gets us to 40 points. We have a 10-point gap, which technically makes race number 3 a lot easier because obviously we only need a mediocre position, one could say. But in the end we still want to win every race, so that is still going to be what we are going for. Last race, coast run. It's going to be fine. I like how this car sells for 30,000 credits at the auto show. I wish that car sold for 30,000, then I would buy it. Actually I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have place for like a child, you know. It only has 2 seats, 2 usable seats. So not practical at all, so unfortunately not something I want to use. Made use of the chaos in front of us for a triple pass. Or was it even 4? I don't really know. Obviously there is no quadruple pass skill, so I only saw triple pass. But I feel like we were 8th and we went up to 4th, but we are dancing through there. Rather nimble, and now we bump him out of the way. But generally speaking, that was a very nimble dance through the crowd. And we took the lead rather convincingly and rather early in this one. Now we need to make use of this fast gap or fast stretch of the circuit. Cutting that checkpoint a little bit, although the line was compromised, man. So not necessarily something I would recommend, but sometimes you're a little bit early, sometimes you're a little bit late, you know what happens. But sometimes you're a little bit fast. Alright. Cut that? Yeah, it works. With this one it actually made sense because we didn't compromise too much. We already slowed it down enough to take a tighter line through. That's not great. We were brought a little bit to the outside, sliding out a little bit. And we were sliding back in. Back on the track. So that makes us not worry too much, because in the end it all worked out well. Obviously, like I said at the beginning of the video, but it could have gone wrong. The tuning share code that I gave you gives you a tune that is somewhat controllable, even though it doesn't really look like it right now, because we're driving all over the place, but that's just it's when you talk about random stuff and rambling on while you've already basically won the championship and the race, you start to not perform to the best of your ability. But that sometimes happens, you know. There we go. That gives us 60 points and a 14-point lead, which is exactly what we like. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And until next time, farewell.